The goal of the 2012 expedition into Giant Cave in Belize was to explore, survey and map original guidelines, and where necessary, replace old lines that could be potential hazards for future divers. Coming up here is the large rock that Paul Heinerth moved to expose the only known entrance into the cave. As you can see, the rope is still attached. And there's Alex making her way down the shaft to the bottom and then into the restriction that will lead her into the main room. This is the restriction that Paul Heinerth used up the twin 72s on, digging through to the main chamber. Pulling yourself through, you get a great appreciation for what an incredibly difficult job it must have been back in 1979. The team consisted of Chip Peterson, owner of Belize Diving Services in Kikaker, Robbie Schmittner, owner of Shibalba Dive Center in Tulum, Henning Liu, German cave explorer, Alexandra Campe, exploration diver from Germany, and her husband, Thorsten Campe, exploration diver from Germany as well. Here's Thorsten diving a modified Inspiration rebreather, tying off and running line. The old lines in this cave, some dating back to the late 70s, are just beautiful, with tunicates and all the soft coral growth. Watching Chip clean the old line arrows was pretty interesting, not knowing what he might find. An old Heinerth, Koch, Exley, Bowning, some of the legendary names in cave diving. Henning is here, cutting away an old line that they had already replaced parallel to this one. It's pretty hard to look in any direction and not see an old line, which can be extremely dangerous, not only from a navigation standpoint, but also there is a great possibility for entanglement. Henning is careful to remove the old arrows and place them as close as possible to where they were on the original line. The size of this cave can be a bit overwhelming at times. It's hard to imagine many thousands of years ago being able to walk through this maze of incredibly beautiful and massive formations. Here the diver heads back into the restriction that will lead him to the surface. It can be a bit sticky, but a bit of digging and wiggling, and he squeezes right through. And there's Robbie, exiting the steep shaft into a bit of daylight. He'll sit here a while for a nice little decompression stop and a bit of rest from a fantastic day of diving Giant Cave in Belize.